So my question with Christian Parker now coming here, and we kind of touched on it a little bit. We haven't really spoken about the current personnel outside of like corners, really.
Yeah.
What player that is on the perceived hot seat could benefit the most from the Christian Parker hire?
I want you to put the word out there. We back up. Understand me?
I have a name in mind, but I'm curious to see if you guys bring that name up, or just in general, if it's someone else.
Malik Hooker? Maybe?
That's not the name I have in mind, but do tell.
No, I mean, I first of all, his life ain't guaranteed neither here. You know, if you want to retool this whole thing, get 3 more safeties for 2 high guys and 1 nickel box linebacker, we can do it. I just think that he was one of the guys that, like, you know, there's clips of him being mad because don't nobody else know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So if he's in a situation like maybe Malik look worse if everybody else don't know what to do. If Malik is in this situation in which totally replaceable, right? But if your cornerbacks get better because scheme got better, I could assume that Malik's job gets a little easier as opposed to what he was doing for Trey Diggs or whatever. But please, who's your
I worry about his range. I don't know if he has it anymore, but mine's is Maris Liufau.
Bro.
Sure.
But not in the traditional sense, though. I wonder, and this is just he could be completely wrong here, just a guess. I wonder if they bump him out as a rush guy, like a reserve rush guy.
Outside linebacker. Consistent.
Funny thing about it, Maris had one game where he
blitzing that Panther game
3 times. Got
the
like
Panther
2
game.
Pressures. Got 2 pressures and a sack, and he never played again till like victory formation when we lost.
They rush him again. He's a little small, right? But they're roughly 240. I don't even know if he's 240, like 235 or something. But as a reserve type guy, hey, Maris, put on about 5 to 10. Not even 10's a lot. Put on 5 to 7. And you'll be kind of our 6-man rush guy. Maybe not 6-man, but you're gonna our stand up. Because when he stands up, again, it's different rushing constantly from the outside as opposed to blitzing. But I know a lot of people are talking about Demo doing it. I think he's better than Demo doing that. Demo as a blitzer from the middle, cool. Demo blitzing on the outside, dealing with those tackles. I think that's Maris.
I want Demo playing that whatchamacallit role.
On weak side?
Weak side, or what's my man who was the linebacker that Philly had?
Nicole
but Bond. Yeah, that's the kind of the Bond. I want him kind of playing that Bond role. But Bond will be considered a Mike, so I don't know. Well, what's the Kobe to Mike?
Zach Bond.
Oh, Bond. Okay. Zach Bond. Yeah, you know that's interesting too. Like who we don't. I don't think we have the linebackers right now. Like Demo again. He kind of got to look at him like he kind of doesn't exist either a little bit. He here, but people forget he on the last year his deal.
Last year's deal.
You know what I'm saying? And he only played 1 season roughly.
He's a good name. I'm gonna tell you my name still. Because Maris was going to be it's in that outside linebacker role, like you said, just play forward, not a lot of thinking, set a hard edge, and then cover at times. But you're half of the field in that cover 2, cover 6 deal. Here's where I'm at with it, y'all. Voch really opened my eyes to something, man. I really think that now Bland could possibly be saved at an outside corner 2. That doesn't mean that Dallas won't draft a corner. Doesn't mean that they won't attack one in free agency. But I just think with good DB coaches, and I'm not saying that Al Harris or those guys weren't, or whoever was coaching them last year weren't, but you can tell it's like the type of guys that they've brought in this corner, in this DB room, you're gonna get coached up. Now, if you can do it, that's enough. And that's what I want people to understand. That's what we're saying. You're going to get coached up, told what to do. If you can't make the plays, then that's a whole another show conversation. But I think that everything was left to chance last year, and that won't be the case. He talked about it. We'll have our plan on 3rd and 2, which won't be a great one because we're at 3rd and 2, but we want to get them in advantageous situations to where we can attack and we can play a certain way. There will not be a lot of catching. There will not be a lot of you 20 yards off the ball. And, it'll be an attacking defense with scheme. So I'm going to say Bland still. I think that Bland can be, but I don't like, I'm going to say this too. I don't want Bland playing the nickel. I think that you need to go out and try to get you that nickel safety deal. Who's going to do some of that stuff?
So my concern with Bland is more foot related.
Yeah.
If Bland can come back 100%, why he had to get the surgery? Because he even came out after the season, said it. The foot was bothering me. Yeah. So if that foot is, and it's a foot, that's the problem.
At a speed position.
That just bugs me, bro. I can't get over. I hope, I think the talent is there with Bland. I think it's the health. So I have to cover my bases there. So if I come out of the draft or free agency, I have to come out of the draft, I should say this, or free agency with a corner somehow, somewhere.
We're gonna take a few questions in the chat there. I just kind of dropped the little situation out there in everybody's chat. So we just looking out for y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Aguilar says, "Are we keeping Clark, like Kenny Clark?" Like, hell yeah. Like, why would
he makes this go?
Yeah, I don't really see. They're very adamant about that. I think they'll have to do something with the monies, but
yeah. Do y'all think Kalen Carson gets a boost from this thing?
He doesn't exist. No,
I'm moving forward. No, God, you have to move forward as if Kalen Carson don't exist.
Yeah, he'll I think the better coaching. I think, but I'm not like, we got Kalen Carson. We're good at let's not draft or sign a corner. Like Kalen Carson is my cornerback 4, hopefully, or 5 type thing.
Honestly, bro, and look, we appreciate y'all for all the questions that y'all gonna ask. I think personnel about to get retooled, totally retooled. Like somebody, G. Bryant just asked about Josh Butler. Man, who? You know what I'm saying? Like Christian Parker finna come in here and purge that whole situation and flip it to his liking, bro. And flip it to his liking. So these guys that like Dallas may like, the scouts in them just been compiling over these Isaiah Lands, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, look, these people ain't safe.
They don't. They should not affect anything. The cupboard, I wouldn't call it bare because your DT room and a couple, there's the Rockoos and the, Revels of the world, but the canvas is pretty scarce. So, he can come in here and do his Bob Ross. He can paint his own thing because it's not like previous years where, you got a Terrell Basham holdover or you got Donovan Wilson holdover and you got a couple of these 2-3 year deals they might have signed on cheap deals from years past where you got to figure out how to fit these guys. There's not a lot of dudes that you have to figure something out with. You got Osa, you good ones. These are good players. The Osa, the Kenny Clarkson, and the Quinnens, right? Israku, you don't really count those. Those are good players. Any scheme you want to figure this thing out. Everything else outside of the young guy and Revel, it's kind of, hey man, what you want here?
What you want, bro?
Do what you want to do here because there's nothing there that's forcing me to stop you from doing it.
Somebody just asked about bringing Sam Williams back, man.
He's out.
I'm good.
Sleeper is the number. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code STEELE. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.